That's refreshing. Just like this week's episode. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Thick Boys Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Phillips.
Woo!
And
Carlos
Rodriguez. Thank you for joining us for the thickest podcast in the world. To start out the week, check out this place.
What's going on here?
It's a new studio. Not really. Again, we only moved 4 feet to the left, but it's a good time. We got signs. A special shout out to Aaron Shoup for the special little glow up sign we got back there. A big fan of the show. We appreciate you. And we'll keep making additions for further episodes, but this is going to be our space. It's a nice little one. It'll be great for the guests. They'll have their own little space. Very acoustic, benefit-y, and all that jazz. So
yeah, look at these signs, and then look at this. What's that say? It says episode 8.
Wow. Carlos, you have a little bit of an update of some kind?
Yes, I have another update, which has to do with, if you remember last week.
Yeah.
I got the melodica.
Oh, no.
Guess what? I got another song for you.
Yes! All right, here we go.
One. Is it? No. No.
Great. I love it. You know, I really do think you would do a better rendition than that Vine, so. Well, thank you for that. That was very special. And as a gift to you, I have something special to show you. Ooh. And the audience, because technically Carlos has seen our first segment before, but it's new to you guys, and
I probably forgot it.
It's all right. I figure new space. We're gonna start out a fun little thing, because there's like 5 or 6 versions of this that we can do for future episodes. But I'm going to show you my very first vlog that I ever did, because I used to do YouTube back in the day when I was a sophomore in high school, and it's a little cringy. You can see my lack of personality and just not knowing who I am, so, we're just going to pull that up. But, Carlos, did you ever do any sort of YouTube back in the day?
I kind of did. I used to make stupid videos. Mostly it was like for school projects, and then I ended up I don't know. They were pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I never did the whole I'm not vlogging as in vlogging my day, but talking to a camera.
Well, and keep in mind this is before Casey Neistat had gotten big, and his sort of copycat era had come about. So the production value is purely just like we have it now, where it sticks and I'm talking to a camera. And this one was with a couple of friends that I had met at a film camp that I had gone to.
Film camp.
Yeah. We make terrible movies. We made 2. And we were like, yo, we want to still make fun stuff. So they proposed this idea, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm ready.
But we went with it.
My body's ready.
Hey guys, I'm Andy, and these are my 25 things about myself. I'm a junior in high school. I love movies, TV shows, and YouTube especially. My friends and I made a YouTube channel called Thoughts Among Men. Check it in the description below.
Dog.
Instead, I'm going to plug Thick Boys Media, the show that you're currently watching. What do you think so far?
Thoughts Among Men just sounds like the kind of platform where you would find some really just sexist shit, why do women always go for the mean guy?
It wasn't
I feel
bad,
like Thoughts Among Men would be followed by a bunch of nice guys.
I do remember
nice guys.
I do remember when we came up with the name. It was because it was myself and my 2 friends. I was like, I feel like this will age poorly, and it did. And now we're stuck with this 25 facts video.
I play basketball. YouTube channel called Thoughts Among Men. Check it in the description below. I play basketball. Right? I used to love to play video games all the time until I got into high school and I just joined so many clubs and stuff, I stopped. I'm a
Yeah, bro. I don't got time for those games. Too busy playing sports ball. I used to play so many video games back in the day. And I don't have time for that.
Just kidding. I own an Xbox still, and I PC game now.
I just love that you're just like, I'm in so many clubs and sports.
Like, let's be honest. This is me being like, I'm lonely. Here's everything about me. Do you like me? No? Okay.
I'm a Christian, but not your stereotypical one. I like almost every kind of music, except for some country with the twangle dangle, Nickelback, and Cringe sucks.
I love it. I was so thrown off by the I'm a Christian but not your typical one. And then you didn't explain that. Like, you didn't elaborate. You just went to, and I like country music but not like your typical like twinkle dangle. I was like, wait, I'm so lost. Go back to the Christian thing. What do you mean?
I think at that point in time, I had to go to youth group, but I was still like, I don't like youth group, but I had to say I was a Christian, and I had to like...
Your way of saying I'm not a typical Christian it's just, I just didn't like going to church. That'll be my favorite part of this video, I bet. But even by the end of this, that I'll be like, the fact that you just didn't elaborate on that fact.
Nickelback and Cringe sucks. My favorite TV shows right now are Community, Breaking Bad, which I can't wait for the finale, and of course Doctor Who.
Are you my mommy?
When I took my drive...
It was so jarring.
Yeah, I know, right? My editing style had not been established at this point in time, so I was like, let's just talk really fast and mash it all together.
When I took my driver's test, I was really close to failing because the guy told me the wrong direction, stopping at a stop sign. I'd rather forget about it. But I did pass and I have my license and a car now. I went to California this summer and had the best vacation of my life.
Yeah,
I wanna go to
boy.
college.
Cali boys.
Yeah.
I drove around in Cali.
Which I didn't even. I
Also,
just happened to have my license.
What? I'm kind of lost on the driving thing. Like, what?
Exactly. I did
told
not
you-
elaborate what occurred.
Like, all I got from that is that the driver instructor told you to stop at a stop sign, and you were like, no.
I was like, nah.
Like, isn't that typical? Like,
No, I straight up pulled up to the stop sign and I stopped, but I apparently stopped farther than he wanted because I had to stop, wait, and make sure there was no traffic, then start to pull out and check. But instead, I just stopped a little bit past the sign, and he was like, I would have failed you, but it's Friday, so I'm done.
I want to go to college in either LA or Chicago.
Damn it.
I live in a town
Neither
of
one of
800
those.
Yeah.
I want to go to college in either LA or Chicago. I live in a town of 800 with 25 students in my class. I considered a lot of different jobs as a kid, from an artist to a chef. My favorite bands are Mumford & Sons, Fun, Macklemore, and Hoodie Allen. I went to
oh,
film-
no chain smokers?
Not yet. But I did choose 4 out of the 5 whitest groups there ever has been.
Hey,
Like,
man, there's nothing wrong with Mumford & Sons.
That's
and
true.
I don't even remember, what was that, like, Hoodie Allen and
but
who
yeah,
else?
who is playing in the background? But since he doesn't have like big record labels as his thing, we're not gonna get copy struck for this.
So it's Mumford & Sons, Hoodie Allen, and who else did you say?
My favorite bands are Mumford & Sons, Fun, Macklemore, and
yeah.
Hoodie Allen.
Macklemore.
Fun and Macklemore.
Got it.
Yeah.
To film camp at Western Illinois this year, met a lot of great people, and we decided to make this collab channel together. I've lived in the same town all my life. I want to read a lot of books, but I just don't have the time or patience.
Boy!
That's like every person in the
Yeah,
world. I want to
yeah.
read more books, but I don't like reading.
I like dogs. Do you like dogs? They're great. I'm an individual.
Beginning stages of writing my own screenplay, and I really hope it goes well. My
Was it
favorite
deli?
movies change
It was
constantly.
not. I hadn't even worked in.
What
like,
was your screenplay?
I forgot because I probably abandoned it a week after this aired.
My favorite movies change constantly, but right now I'd say it's Hot Fuzz, The
Favorite.
Avengers, and Boondock Saints. There was a firefight! I will 90%.
See, there was hints of our editing style in there.
Yeah.
I will 90% of the time pick Apple over Windows.
Psych, that's changed. They trying to gouge you for money.
It's of 4 children with 2 brothers and a sister. I have a niece and a nephew who are freaking awesome. I have 3 favorite celebrities. Number 1, Tobuscus. Number 2, John Mulaney.
Oh no! Didn't Tobuscus get fucked over with
No, he
a bunch
fucking
of sexual assault
He
stuff?
is. He's a bad guy now.
What are you saying?
But to a 15-year-old high school kid, I'm just like, he's so funny. His literal trailers are the best. I love them.
Damn, dog, Tobuscus. What a blast from the past.
Yeah, man.
I like to wear sunglasses. Now it's time for the Chubby Bunny Challenge.
Yes, the
Never
Chubby
done this before,
Bunny
so I hope
Challenge.
it goes well. I could not find any regular ones in our covered area, and I did not want to go out and get some because I live out in the country, so far away. So just got some of these jet puffed gingerbread marshmallows. I don't know if they're still good or not, but I'm still gonna do the challenge.
Chubby bunny. Chubby bunny. Chubby bunny. That's two. Number 3. Chubby bunny. Number 4. Chubby bunny. Number 5. Chubby bunny. Okay, 3 done. Number 6.
It actually just looks like you're chewing on
It
them
does.
and eating
I'm
them.
just adjusting and fitting them in my cheeks. That's all I'm doing.
9. Chubby bunny. Okay, big car in here.
But you can see the gloss of my skin of freshly shaven me because I couldn't grow any hair at that point in time.
14. Chubby bunny.
So I got 14 of those gingerbread marshmallows in my mouth.
You remember those
which I
pointless
think-
challenges?
I just don't get why you decided that your editing choice was just to speed it up, as opposed to just a bunch of quick cuts without the high pitch.
Because I was like, we have to mix it up. And I was using iMovie.
Oh, okay.
Or not even. Yeah, probably iMovie.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and subscribe to What's in the Box and my channel, Thoughts Among Men. We will be
Epic
doing
ones.
weekly videos on both, so enjoy.
Did you actually do weekly
Meet
videos?
Lance.
Well, we're just going to have to find out, aren't we? It lasted like a month.
Is that channel still up?
The channel is for jobs before even
they just
for being
unlisted
considered for
or
college.
private?
I took down all of them.
Like private or deleted?
I think I deleted mine because, granted, then a year later, I was like, I'm a junior in high school. I don't want this to be fuel for the fire that is, high school-ish
Right.
thing. So I was like, I'm just gonna take these down. Plus, I did Thoughts Among Men with the 2 guys from my high school. So I was like, we could just focus on this being my video.
I thought you said in the thing that you started Thoughts Among Men with people that you met at.
What's in the Box? There were 2 channels.
Oh.
What's in the Box TV was this one. This was the collab channel with the other people. Thoughts Among Men was 2 people from high school. I started them at the same time.
Got it.
Very ambitious.
Yeah, I was gonna say very ambitious, Andy.
I had to learn my lesson.
Very good.
On to the next part, which is our copy read from you for this week. So what do you got for us?
Oh, is it mine? Okay.
It is,
Cool.
sir.
Our sponsor for this week. Let me switch cameras. Our sponsor for this week is Damaged Goods. Damaged Goods is a brand new website with a wonderful service to offer to our listeners. At damagedgoods.com, you can find any store that is currently selling out of season stock and damaged goods.
Ooh, cue the
So,
name.
If you're looking to buy a can of pineapples that's been dropped from the shelf And so now when you go and pay for it, it'll be at a nice discount. DamageGoods.com is the website for you. If you're also looking to stock up on next summer's swim trunks, well, DamageGoods.com will tell you who exactly is selling their swim trunks at a discount. So thank you to DamageGoods.com for sponsoring us this week. Our listeners can go to DamageGoods.com/thick to print out coupons to get even more discounts.
Ooh, baby.
Than the Damaged Goods discount you would get at the store. So that's DamageGoods.com/thick.
Ooh, you know, that sounds like a really good service there. I'm glad we could lock them down as one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to continue our semi-weekly segment called 3 Prompts and a Handshake.
Damn, dog. You just stiffed me in my handshake.
Boy, the handshake comes at the end.
Oh, okay. All right.
Amateur.
That's
All right. So number 1, if a movie was being made of your life and you could choose the actor to play yourself, who would you pick and why? 3 prompts and a handshake.
Well, if we're being if this movie is being 100% realistic,
Yeah.
it would have to be the actor that plays Manny on Modern Family, because him and I look exactly alike. So much so that my math teachers in high school, I don't know why only the math teachers, because they fucking loved Modern Family.
Yeah.
The show. They always called me Manny because they were like, "You look just like Manny from Modern Family," and I'm like, "I don't watch the show, but okay."
I'll take it.
And then I looked them up, and I'm like, "Oh, we actually do look a lot alike." We'll post a picture, and I'll see if I can send you a picture of me when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of see how similar we look. We still kind of look pretty similar now.
Yeah. I haven't seen any recent pictures of him, so I wonder how it compares.
I do wonder how he looks now.
Whoa! What a comparison!
So yeah, I mean, I guess it'd have to be Manny from Modern Family. But if I could choose anyone in the world and it wouldn't be realistic,
Yeah.
like people would watch it and be like, "Is that supposed to be Carlos?"
Maybe this is like Michael Fassbender's Steve Jobs. Like it's a LaCroix performance.
It would be Idris Elba, because I think that would be fucking hilarious.
Oh shit!
I mean, he has the "oh shit" down like no other. Like,
People would be like, "Wait, was Carlos black and British?" Damn, Carlos was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then people that actually knew me were like, he was nothing like Idris Elba.
See, I kind of struggle because I don't know. I may ask for your help if you have any suggestions, but I couldn't think of any kind of younger ones. So by default, I'm just like, Miles Teller's a decent enough actor. I could see him,
Miles Teller,
grow some hair. Maybe pack on a few pounds and play a performance of a Midwest guy.
Pack a few pounds.
Because he's an in shape guy.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I like that. Miles Teller.
Yeah.
If I had to choose one for you, just because it would be like funny, I feel like maybe the personality matches a little bit. Maybe. You know what? I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I think Tom Holland would play you really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Mr. British himself.
I think Tom
I
Holland
take
would
that as
play a great Andy Phillips.
I think that's the highest compliment I could receive. So thank you. Thank you. The second prompt that I have for you, that one would be, do you have any crazy roommate stories? Whether college, post, pre, it could be your brother, could be your roommate, could be me. What you got?
I'll let you go first. I went first on the last one.
Well, I got you. This one in particular was a surprising one. So my freshman year of college, I'm living in dorm rooms and everything, and I had met my roommate, a month or a couple months before we set to move in. He seemed like a normal guy, and he was totally standard.
I don't know, because you said he seemed like a normal guy.
However, any sort of odd stories that could compare for him have nothing to compare with what he and I dealt with our next door neighbor slash suite mate within the first month of living there. So I'm exhausted from classes. I'm staying up real late and waking up real early as freshmen do. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm cashing in on this nap. I'm going to get this night's sleep before I get dinner. So I rest my eyes. I'm resting, and my roommate comes in and he says, "No." He says, "Hey, there's cops outside." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, there's cops," and they like knocked on our door, and I had walked away, and then I came back, and they are now at our roommates, at our suite mates, and I was like, "What?"
What?
So we have how our rooms are set up is me and my roommate. There's a bathroom connecting the two, and it's mirrored, so it's the exact same on the opposite side. So I kind of open up the bathroom, and I'm just like, there's no like, their door is closed. I don't want to like knock, but I hear knocking on their outside door, and I'm like, this shit getting intense. And I look through our people, and they're still out there, and they're kind of like knocking, and I just kind of come out, pop my head out. Cops don't, pay attention. They know where they're at. They know what their objective is. Long story short, apparently my roommate had, I think...
Not your roommate, your suite mate.
Suite mate. My suite mate had either 10 or 20 pounds of weed and a crap ton of prescription pills stashed away. Like, this guy was the dealer for West Campus. He was stocked. And, they somehow found out what he was doing. They came and took him to jail, and he got expelled.
Yeah, man, there was a shortage. There was a real drought after that. I'll never forget
I couldn't get my Xanax.
I'll never forget the fall semester of 2014.
2015.
2015.
I
gotta study for this test.
No more Adderall. So what about you? Any roommate stories you got?
I had a really interesting roommate my freshman year. He was this so he was born in the US, but then for his high school years, so when he first made it to high school, his family moved to India.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so he spent his high school years in India and then came back here to the States for college. And I'm of the opinion that high school are some of your more formative years. Mm-hmm. And so culturally, he was just very different.
Okay.
And the things like, just like the things he was into, and just like, I don't know how to explain it, but he was just very naive and just like, I mean, not really ready to go away to college. I feel like.
What could you almost compare him to a homeschooled student? Maybe he doesn't have the social.
Maybe, yeah. Basically, a lot. I think a lot of it was the social stuff, which is weird because he did go to school with people, but I guess, maybe.
I mean, if you grew up your whole life,
maybe
in one
social
country,
situations are just a lot different
Yeah.
in India than they are in America. I have a lot of stories with him, but for one, he had never talked to a black person in his life.
Wow.
And so we were walking. It was
literally has gone out of the country.
My roommate and I, and then my suite mate, who was a buddy of mine, we're like walking around like campus, and like he was like, I've never met a black person before, and then he notices like these two black girls that are walking. And then my suite mate's like, do you want to meet them? And he was like, sure. And I was just like, this is just not cool,
God.
Dude. And so my suite mate goes up to them. He's like, hey, my friend here is from India, and he's never met a black person before. Will you guys just meet him, like just talk to him, and they were really cool, and we're like, yeah, sure.
Well, that's good.
And they were like talking with him, and he was just like blown away. And I was just like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, they're just like.
Well, especially someone from you who grew up in the Chicago area, where there is a lot of diversity around you all the time.
They took a picture with him.
What?
Yeah, they took a picture with him. He asked for a picture, and so they took a picture with him.
I wish we had that picture.
I
Right
have
now.
that picture, but I don't want to dox anyone.
That's
so I'm not gonna post it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Some other stuff that happened with him was I played a prank on him, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, roommate prank, right? So he went away for the weekend. Like he went to go visit home, and so my
Not
sweet
in
mate,
India. Or in India?
No, and like he lived in the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
So he took the train up. And so my sweet mate and I are like, oh, let's play a prank on him.
Yeah.
The relationship between my roommate and I was pretty like okay. Like we weren't like friends that hung out all the time, but we were pretty cordial. Like we chatted like in our room, and there was nothing like malicious about when like playing this prank on him. It was really just kind of be like, oh, we're roommates, haha, like.
Yeah.
You know? So the prank we decided to pull was that we were just going to hide all of his shit in like his desk or just in his closet to make it look like the room just got like someone came into the room and just ransacked and just took everything.
And just took all this stuff.
So, like
no harm, no foul.
Yeah, we put like his tablet that he left on his desk, we put it in his desk. We put like just anything that was on his desk, we put it in his drawers, like, and like put stuff in his dressers. We undressed his bed, like his bed sheets, and we put it in his closet. So nothing was taken out of the room. It was all in the room.
Yeah.
And
a minor inconvenience.
And what's funny is like I didn't do anything to my stuff to make it look like someone robbed both of us.
Yeah.
It just looked like they robbed him. And so he told me, so it was like one of those weekends where like you get Monday off.
Oh yeah.
So he told me he was going to be back Monday.
Yeah.
So it's Sunday. My sweet mate and I decided to go play soccer at the rec. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Let's go play soccer. Because, I mean, we don't have to worry about the prank until, like, tomorrow. Like, to be there when it happens.
Yeah. Oh,
so I'm at the rec. And then we finish playing. And I look at my phone. And I have so many missed calls from my roommate. And I look at my text. And he's like, we've been robbed. And I called him, and I was like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, dude, someone broke into our room and stole our stuff. And I'm like, they stole our stuff? He's like, yeah, man, everything's missing from my desk and my bed. They took my bed sheets and my pillows. And I'm like, what'd they take from me? He's like, I don't know. I don't think they took anything. Let me check. And I'm just like, oh, man. And so I thought everything was going to be cool until I got back to my room. And both the RAs were in there.
Oh, no.
They were
no.
And I was like, it was a prank. Like, and like my sweet mate just like dipped. He was like out of there. He's like,
I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, so he left. And I'm just like, everything's in here. I'm like, everything's in your desk. There's stuff like, your stuff's in the dresser. Or not, like in your closet. And he just goes like, why would you do this? And that broke my heart.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, I'm not bullying. This isn't malicious. This is just like... He
just doesn't understand, like...
prank.
Yeah, he doesn't understand, like, funny. Oh.
And because I guess he didn't find it that funny, my RA was upset. And so she wrote me up. My other RA thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, in the towers, we had two RAs.
Yeah.
One of them thought it was funny, but he couldn't vocalize
He couldn't
that.
say. He couldn't be like, "That's good shit, bro."
She was like,
"That was funny."
She was like reaming me in front of like, pranks aren't funny, blah blah. This is hazing. You get in a lot of trouble for this. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry, blah blah. And my other RA is in the back, just he's like trying to hide his laughter because he just like.
It's funny.
This dude comes up to him and reports, "We've been broken in," and then he sees the room just like. Only your stuff is missing. Yeah, so
And
I
it's
got
just
in trouble
a quick
for that.
look. Like, honestly, I would have looked around if I was him. I would have been like,
Well, yeah, that's funny. Like, he literally just had to open up the curtains and realize, oh, there's all my stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he literally just came in, saw his bed, like, just naked, and he was like,
he's like,
oh,
I
man,
have come to
we've been
conclusions.
robbed.
All right, so prop number 3. What was a fear from childhood that never ended up being a problem, even though you thought it would last forever? For instance, the popular comedian John Mulaney has a bit about quicksand being a much bigger problem as a kid, yet he has yet to encounter it as adulthood. I have 2 kind of examples. The one similar to that is my brother was really scared of tornadoes growing up, and then he passed that fear on to me. Because I was like fine with storms. I was just like, yo, this shit cool. And then I was like, yo, we're gonna die. Why isn't everyone freaking out right now? There are clouds coming in. We're done. It's happening. We're done. Like, it's happening. Count your blessings. Pray your prayers. And then it was just like, yeah, like a tornado or 2 maybe came through once or twice the whole time I lived at my parents' house growing up, and it hadn't even hit our house. It hit like the neighbor's like barn or something like that.
Oh, the neighbor's barn.
The next one is a bit more sad. When I was younger, I didn't have the great vocabulary speech skills that I do now, and I couldn't pronounce my R's properly. And so I would pronounce my R's like W's. And I was having, it got to the point where my parents were like, we're going to put you in a speech class. And obviously, I've grown and become a lot more aware and less ignorant about the fact. But when you're growing up and you see someone different who may be in special education and you're put in with them, you're like, I'm on this level. Oh, and you're like, you kind of really start to get down on yourself because the speech class went along with those classes.
Gotcha.
And so I
don't tell me you were afraid of special ed kids.
No, I wasn't. I was afraid that I would have to go to these classes for the rest of my life.
Oh, okay.
That I would be like that kid that has to take time away from everyone else's schedule to go.
Kids can be harsh, man.
Yeah, man. So I was just like, Wheelie, we go talk about
Wheelie.
we're going to do this just because I can't say rock and roll, like, like, because I did enjoy salad when I was a kid, and I was just like, the waiter or waitress would be like, what do you want as your dressing? I'd be like, ranch, and they'd be like,
Ranch.
that's so cute, and I'm just like, I just want ranch.
I'm 11.
I was like 6, and I'm just like, I just can't pronounce my R's. I'm sorry.
Just imagine you're like 15 and your parents have you. They take you to Red Robin's. You're like, I want the Red Robin burger, and the waitress is just like, "Come on, guy, like,
come on, like,
can we not do this?"
Yeah,
like they just think it's a prank, and your parents.
Yeah, I thought that would. I thought my speech would never get better, and I was just like, I'm gonna be an adult.
So did the classes actually help, or do you think you just grew out of it?
I think it was both. Like, I think my parents still have a book dedicated to R words for learning that's meant for like 3-year-olds, and I was double the age. It was like walk and roll, wedge, all the whittle buddies.
So like if someone were to tell you like just go like like you would go ooh.
Yeah, like I just couldn't make my tongue do that. I'd be like,
hell,
yeah. I'd be like, way.
Way.
What about you? Any childhood fears that never came to be?
I used to always be afraid of being abducted. Like I had terrifying nightmares.
That is a bit more real. You're okay to be scared about that.
I had terrifying nightmares of like some person, a van just rolling up and like taking me away, or like that someone would just like bust open my window and just take me from my bed.
Oh no!
We
got you.
And then I grew up and realized like no one wants to take a little chubby Mexican kid. Like,
oh, well, you got to throw your ethnicity into there.
like, I mean, really, it's only like cute white kids that get abducted, you know?
Yeah, because a lot of time the abductee is old white guys, and they're just like, I'm not gonna dip out.
I'm into white kids.
I want me, but younger.
It's messed up.
It is.
But I mean, that's kind of like statistically.
Yeah.
Statistically, I had less to be afraid of than like my white friends.
Yeah.
Like if they were like, I'm afraid of being abducted, I should have been like, yeah, you know, statistically, you should be more afraid of that.
If you crunch the numbers, let me get out my kick.
I don't even know if that's correct. Like maybe the statistics are way skewed. That like
Probably.
no,
I
actually, people of color get abducted more. I have no idea.
But it's the Thick Boys podcast. What we say is king. So,
Correct.
On that note, we will now go to our next sponsor of the week. Enjoy, guys. This message comes from the Thick Boys media sponsor, Spuds for Buds. Have a friend who's down on their luck and could use a pick-me-up? Spuds for Buds is here to help. Whether for a special occasion or a normal Tuesday night, SFBs has every variation of baked potato you could imagine, prepped and delivered right to your door. Feeling a classic sour cream, bacon bits, and chives? Or want to walk on the wild side with a new sugar explosion package? Spuds for Buds has it all. Use coupon code THICKSPUD to get 20% off your...
Sorry.
Use coupon code THICKSPUD to get 20% off your first monthly subscription. Spuds for Buds. Potatoes. But fancy.
Potatoes, but fancy. All right. Thank you to Spuds for Buds for sponsoring
thanks,
the
Spuds for
podcast.
Buds.
Remember, visit Spuds or
I never gave a website.
what was the code? Use code
use Thick Spud.
use code Thick Spud or Spuds.
Spud.
Use code
What
Thick
singular potato?
Use code Thick Spud.
Yep. For 20% off your first monthly subscription. All right, segment number 3, Tom. Here we go, and Carlos, you can take it away. I hear it has something to do with Reddit.
Yeah. So as you may know, I am quite the Reddit fan.
Ooh.
Always looking for new Reddits, interesting Reddits, and just things to look at.
Pretty
so
cool.
This week's Reddit, I guess it's just called a Reddit. Yeah, this week's Reddit.
Reddit thread, Reddit post.
No, not a Reddit thread, because a thread is
Yeah.
a thread. This is just this week's Reddit is called Shower Thoughts.
All right.
I'm sure you've probably heard of it. It's a pretty popular one.
I love those.
So I'm just gonna read off a couple shower thoughts.
Lay it on me, baby.
And
we'll fade them in and everything, and have them be real bougie.
People always say no to drugs, but you'd have to be pretty damn high to talk to a non-living thing. Because if you say no to a drug, you're talking to that drug saying no.
See, I thought they
You
were
have to be
just
pretty
talking about
high.
people that go to cemeteries and talk to their pastor. I'm just like, yo, what?
Unrelated.
I was just like, that is gruesome and dark. Jesus.
The next post,
All right.
underwater bubbles and raindrops are total opposites of each other.
Huh.
Small captive pieces of air rising through water versus small captive pieces of water falling through air.
Yeah.
Number 3. We can literally say anything about the Amish online. They won't find out.
Yep. I love that. Favorite part of the internet.
Talk shit.
We just like, yo, let's go after the community.
Fuck the Amish.
Yo, ain't about it. Like,
Yo, on October 28th, we're raiding the Amish.
yeah, it's like people that love animals but then hate fish. They're just like, they're not cute. Like,
Oh my god, that's true.
right?
Dude, I love animals.
Like,
I
no-
can give
no
a
one-
fuck about a fish.
I don't see Amish rights that much. Like they get popular media, but also it's just like, like
Damn, dog.
I'm just saying what it is.
I remember there was an RA on the staff who we always called him Amish because he lived near an Amish community, but he wasn't Amish.
Yeah.
But we always just called him Amish to fuck with him, and
Yeah.
he was just like, "I'm not Amish."
And then he pulls out his
We were
bucket.
like,
and
are
he's
you
like,
gonna pull up in a carriage
Yeah.
and churn your own butter? And he's like, I mean, those are useful like skills, but no, I'm not Amish.
I just do carpentry work on the weekends.
All right, number 4. A goalie's goal in life is to have no goals.
Yeah, right? Like,
Interesting thought.
Chicago Fire.
A person who is 80 years old has seen almost 1/3 of U.S. history.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is a pretty...
I've thought about that a lot.
pretty weird perspective.
Where I'm like, my grandparents, like, straight up, like, my mom's one who passed within the past, like, 10 years or so. She was born in, like, 1919.
Right.
Like, she had seen all of, like, the modern age. Like, she had technically been alive for both world wars.
Yeah. Because at this point, our country's what?
portions of it.
250... No, 240...
1776, yeah.
243 years old?
Yeah.
Should be. Yeah, 243 years old. So an 80-year-old would literally be 1/3 of that.
Yeah.
Well, not literally.
Well, yeah, but if you think about it, it's just like...
240 to be...
It's like, if you think of our grandparents' parents, like, they were born probably around the time of the Civil War, give or take.
Pretty interesting perspective, man.
Yeah, man, ain't that far away.
So yeah,
we have made a lot of progress.
If you have Reddit and you're looking for another Reddit to follow, look up
Shower Thoughts.
Shower Thoughts.
Yeah, man.
It's always a good one.
Those thoughts are some pretty good thoughts. You know what's another good thought that I'm going to put into the world? My Twitter draft of the week.
Twitter draft of the week.
Boop, boop. Twitter draft of the week. Boop, boop. Someday we'll make little jingles.
Someday we'll get Toby Lou to make us a jingle for this.
The old blankets for your feet.
Socks.
Little blankets for your feet.
All right. The Twitter draft is Google Maps can be extra as hell sometimes. This bitch will tell me the amount of time it's going to take me to get to where I'm going and add in the anecdote, heavy traffic, as usual. Like, okay, I know I have terrible time management skills. You really don't need to remind me. Like, like you ever get that where you check it and you're just like, oh, it's only 35 minutes away. I'll remember that for tomorrow when I need to go there. And you pull it up, it's like, it's 1:15. It's like, oh, I forgot to set the arrive time.
Yeah, like when you check, that's why, like, I never try to check traffic.
Yeah, man.
At like 11 o'clock at night because I'm like, it's going to take me 20 minutes to get downtown. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get up in the morning. It's like, I got to go at like 7:30. It's like, it's going to take you 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I walking?
Yeah. What am I taking exclusively the bus? Like, what am I going to Lake Michigan then swimming into Navy Pier? Like, what's
Am I
happening?
taking exclusively the outskirts
Yeah.
of public transportation?
I'm avoiding the tolls, but at what cost? Like, all right, guys. Thank you yet again for joining us for episode 8 of the Thick Boys podcast. I've been one of your hosts, Andy Phillips. And
I've been Carlos.
he's been Carlos. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Join us next time for more Yamaka fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out our socials. And all that jazz.
Nailed it.
Yes. And as always,
Stay thick.
And
thank you, Tom Hanks.
thanks, Tom Hanks. All right, guys. Thank you.